Hey, this is Seymour Toys. We're out here on Logan Martin Lake, and I wanted to do a video on something new. I found out that there's a couple of electric outboards that are coming out. One is from Vison Marine Technologies, which is a 180 horsepower equivalent electric outboard, and the other is from Pure Watercraft, which is kind of a 50 horse outboard. Interesting concept, electric on boats. It's been around. I mean, big ships and things like that use diesel electric, where they use a diesel engine to power their boat to turn electric motors, but that's a little something different here. These are going to be battery packs that are going to run the outboards themselves. Again, the limiting thing on electric powered cars, or in this case outboard motors, is the battery, really. I mean, you don't get the density that you have with fuel, the same energy density as gasoline has, or even diesel. So the storage and range of a battery can be, not as good as a gas-powered boat. But for certain situations, in harbor, small trips, running around quiet, the electric works pretty good. So Honda Marine had come out, when they initially came out with their BF 3545. The engineers, as a project, worked on a what they call a canoe. If you look at the Honda Marine logo, the center line was actually an electric canoe. That's the idea behind it. And the engineers worked on one in the early 90s and came out with a solar-powered canoe. So that's been around. And also the Duffield boats, Duffield Bay boats. When I was in Newport Beach running yachts, they were very popular out there in the 80s, and people used them to cruise to the yacht club, cruise to dinner, cruise around. Basically a golf cart on the water. They'd go about 5 miles an hour, but that was the speed limit of the harbor too. And they had pretty good range. I never ran out, and you could run slow if you did have problems also. And then also toy electric boats, RC boats. You got some now. I've got a little small one I'll put some video up on. It really sits there and runs great, but it doesn't have if I did the same thing with a gas-powered boat, I could run 4 times longer. So again, that's the limiting factor, is the battery on these, which is nothing new. They're working on new batteries, but we'll see what happens in the future. But that is the limiting part of the electric technology. But Vison Marine Technologies, they're doing a 180, and it's a 180 horsepower equivalent, 750 watts, I believe, outboard. Nice looking outboard. I'll put a picture of it up so you can see it. And looks like an outboard, and they're making their own props. They're talking to Glendenning Controls about making joystick controls for it. So it's unique. It's got a nice shape, and I have to say I'm interested in it. The only downside I see in the thing is they're going to ask $83,000 for this thing. So 83 grand, whew, you can buy a lot of 175s or 180s, gas-powered engines for that. But we'll see how it does. They said they're only going to build 300 a year right off the bat, so very limited market on it. The second one is Pure Watercraft. And they're making an outboard that is kind of like a 50 horse, and it's equivalent to a 50 horse. It's more utilitarian in the design. Again, I'll put a picture of it up and you can see what it looks like. But it's kind of a nice design. It's a little cheaper. They only say it costs $16,500 for the for the outboard, the controller, and 1 battery pack. You can buy multiple battery packs. And again, both these things will charge off of shore power that they'll hook up, and you can charge them when they're sitting at the dock, or on your trailer or whatever, however you do it. But yeah, I think the Pure Watercraft, they're already in production, and they're going to cut a deal with Brunswick, Mercury Marine, or Tracker Marine, which owns Mercury Marine, and they're going to offer them on Bass Tracker pontoons, Sun Tracker pontoons, and some of their other boats also. And they also, Pure Watercraft sells electric boats themselves, powered with inboard electrics and also powered with their outboard electric too. But you can buy the outboard just by itself if you like. And they're coming to market, or they should be on market right now. So it's interesting. Again, 16.5, you can buy a couple 50 horses for that are gasoline powered. But one of the rowing teams, I believe in Seattle, is using one. Bought one a year or two ago, been using it, and they said that their return on investment, their ROI, will pay for it from fuel savings in 2 years. So well, maybe. And they're inside the harbor working, working smooth water, running the row teams up and down the lake or the bay or whatever. So it may work out really well for them. But electric, we'll see how it plays out in the future. I ended up in the auto industry in the last part of my marine career, and had to deal with a lot of hybrid cars. And I'm not impressed with hybrids. I wouldn't recommend that you buy a hybrid. They don't keep their resale value. The battery packs are expensive to replace. I've replaced a lot of them under warranty. There's about an 8-year federal emissions warranty on those things. So anyways, it's just not a good investment. So how good a electric outboard is going to hold its value, if you ever go to sell it, probably not going to be a lot. But again, electric has a lot of advantages, but the main disadvantage is the energy density of the battery compared to the energy density of diesel fuel or gasoline. Just night and day, basically. So we'll see how it goes, and keep an eye on this one also. And again, if you know of anything I missed or left out or got any questions, feel free to comment in the comment section. Let me know. And again, I appreciate you for watching. And well, keep an eye out for the next video, and hopefully we'll be out here on the lake a little longer and the weather will hold, and we can do some more videos through the year before it gets too cold to do it.